Here is a realistic side hustle for anyone who actually wants to put in the work and make something sustainable for them long term. Quite frankly, I am getting really fed up of seeing all these stupid easy side hustles for lazy people on TikTok. It probably isn't as easy as they say it is, and also that probably doesn't actually generate as much money as quickly as they say it does. So this, what I'm about to tell you, is a realistic side hustle that does take time and effort in the beginning to build up, but it can genuinely eventually take over your full-time income. It's the same side hustle that Chris and I started several years ago that allowed us to both leave our full-time jobs. So these are Chris's earnings for the month, and then these are my earnings for the month. We each have our separate accounts. Just to note, it's only July 12th, so we're only about a third of the way through the month, so obviously you can kind of imagine how much more we'll make throughout the rest of the month. So what this side hustle is Amazon KDP, and all that is self-publishing books, but they're not actually books that you have to write yourself. So let's go ahead and go through exactly how this works. Now, just as a preface, of course there are going to be details that I haven't covered in this video, either because I just forgot or either because there's not enough time to fit it all into a TikTok video, because to be honest, there's no way that anybody could fit every detail about any side hustle into a single TikTok, but I will do my best to make sure that it is as complete as I possibly can within the time frame. So the first step is to actually find a profitable book topic. Now, the way that you're going to do this is you're going to head to the Amazon bestsellers list. And you're basically just going to scroll through and find topics that look to already be selling well by looking into the different categories that are on the left side. We personally only publish nonfiction books because it's so much easier to target that type of audience, people who are looking for a very specific, a self-help book or a DIY book, a how-to book, that sort of thing. It's way easier to target as opposed to fiction where, a romance novel could mean anything or a fantasy novel could mean anything. So we only stick to nonfiction, and we've had a lot of people ask if these methods work with fiction books, and to be completely honest, we just don't know because we've never tried it. So I mean, they may work, but we obviously can't say that they do because we don't want to mislead anybody. So anyways, you're going to be scrolling through these books, and once you find a topic that interests you and that looks like it's selling well because it's on the bestseller, you're going to go ahead and click into a few of the books that are on the same topic, and you're going to scroll down to where it has the bestsellers rank, and then you're going to take that over to a sales calculator called BookBeam. Over here, you can check how many sales per day this book is actually making. And you essentially want to make sure that there are enough books in that category on that topic that are selling well. This basically just means that it is a topic that is in demand. You also want to kind of scope out the competition. You want to make sure that the competition won't be too hard to catch in terms of reviews. You also want to make sure you can make a cover that will compete. Like if you think that you can do better than them in terms of their cover, their title, their description, that sort of thing. And then once you actually have your profitable book topic chosen, you need to get it ghostwritten. Essentially, you'll need to create an outline that is relatively detailed in terms of having everything that you want included. That way your ghostwriter knows exactly what to include. And for full transparency, hiring a ghostwriter can cost anywhere between $600 to $1,200, just depending on where you go. For example, you could get one on the Urban Writers or Hot Ghostwriter, or you could try to get somebody on Upwork, but you have to be very careful throughout the vetting process. Now, you obviously can also have ChatGPT write it for you. We used to kind of tell people not to do this, but we just have realized that the fact of the matter is whether we say you should or you shouldn't, people are going to do it. We may as well at least try to help people do it correctly. So we are putting out a video soon on how to actually use ChatGPT to write books. We obviously, again, can't fit it all into this single video, unfortunately, but it will be on our page soon if it's not already there. Anyways, whether you get your book ghostwritten or you have it done with ChatGPT, you still are going to be the person at the end of the day that has to sit down and read through the entire manuscript and make sure it sounds good, make sure it's high quality. And if you don't trust yourself personally to be able to do this, you can outsource an editor or use apps like Grammarly, Hemingway, and Outright. The other thing that you're going to need to do is get a book cover created. So you want to get a really high quality book cover created. If you don't personally think you have design skills, then I recommend not doing it yourself, only because book covers really do sell your book, so it's such an important step. So we always recommend going to a place like Fiverr or 99 Designs. Both are really great options. Fiverr is a bit more budget, 99 Designs is a bit more upmarket, but you get loads and loads of options with 99 Designs. And then you're going to obviously have to come up with a title. So you want to make sure that your title is SEO optimized. So what I mean by this is whatever topic you end up choosing, let's say it's knitting for beginners, you want that exact phrase to be in your title. So if you don't have the phrase or the book topic that you want your book to show up for in your actual book's title, it's not going to show up when people search for that topic. So then once you've got all those things together, you can finally head over to Amazon. You will also need a book description. Again, this is something you can use ChatGPT to help with. But once you're ready to upload, you're going to go to kdp.amazon.com. And from here, the upload process is generally pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. You're just going to fill out all the information it asks for, and it asks whether or not you own the copyright. You just want to click yes. And one other important thing to note about Amazon KDP is you are not allowed to have multiple accounts. So when you're creating your KDP account, we always just recommend to log in using your existing Amazon shopper account. Don't try to create another account because there can be confusion, and if you've accidentally logged into KDP in the past and then you try to make a new KDP account, they'll check it based on what your tax information and your banking information is. So they will know if you make duplicate accounts, and that is obviously grounds for getting your account shut down, which we want to avoid. So don't have more than one account, only have the one account. Once it's uploaded, it's usually live in about 72 hours. And then obviously the stuff that comes next is marketing. And genuinely the most important thing that comes with this is getting reviews on your book. Your book is simply not going to sell if it doesn't have reviews. And we have a couple different ways of how to get reviews pinned on our page. Let's go ahead and check that out. And then eventually, once you do have enough reviews, you're going to want to start running Amazon ads. And honestly, this is just kind of a no-brainer. You have to run ads. You have to put your book in front of the right people. Otherwise, it's not going to make those initial sales. However, the goal with the ads is that eventually, once your book is ranking really well, you're not going to need the ads as much. You'll still keep them running, but you'll be getting loads of organic sales on top of the advertising sales as well. People always ask us how to market, but we literally only use Amazon ads. We've never personally taken our books from KDP and like tried to market them externally or sell them in person. We literally only use Amazon, and our only means of marketing genuinely are getting reviews on our book and then running advertising campaigns. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and honestly, I hope it's maybe sparked your interest. Comment if you have any questions and I'll do my best to answer them.